We can make this topic very bland or easy by saying every parenting has its own positives and negatives, or we can make it even easier by sticking to our cultural stereotypes or entertaining some bias and saying my parenting is far superior to yours, or your parenting has a lot of complexities. Both these approaches work very well on social media, but I'm not entertaining either of them today. In my previous episode, I discussed why Indian kids outperform Chinese kids in spelling bee, and I mentioned three important reasons, but I did not talk about parenting and culture, because when it comes to parenting and culture, both Indian and Chinese parenting are relatively similar, and overall it comes to as Asian parenting. I want to share my thoughts on the role of parenting and culture on kids education in East and West. Hi, I'm Kiran Madhu. Let me straight away answer the question, who wins, Indian parenting or American parenting? The important differences are how kids find their niche and what parents do to make their kids thrive in that particular system. Those are the major differences between these two systems of East and West, and multiple factors can influence them: geographical, historical, cultural, societal, and most importantly, the economical factors. So I'll summarize them in four important points, and starting with the first factor, cultures. So it is the closed and collective cultures of the East versus open and individualistic cultures of the West. In closed and collective cultures of the East, the kids are tuned to be obedient, not ask any questions, and respect elders most of the times. So whenever a closed culture parent instructs the kid for a spelling bee preparation, usually there are no questions asked whether they are interested or not. And on the other hand, in open and individualistic cultures, here the parents want the kids to be more independent and self-reliant, solve their own problems, and do something if they're really interested in. So when that is the influence of the culture, a fourth or a fifth grader, if the parents ask them to prepare for a spelling bee in Western culture, he's entitled to say, no, I'm not interested in preparing, whereas a poor Asian kid has to prepare for it whether he is interested or not. So sometimes this can work wonders. Kids at that age really do not know what exactly they want to do. Pressure from the parents can push them towards the right direction. And the factor is parenting of developing countries versus developed countries. So in developed countries, there are a lot of resources, wealth, and economic factors are totally different. So they all result in better infrastructure, and they can have the luxury to create their own education systems. For example, in America, the 4-year college system, even though it is an expensive system, a kid who is not doing well in high school still can go to college and pursue science, math, or literature, whatever is his interest, and still have a better future in the long run. So whereas developing countries won't have this luxury, and still significant portion is from the low socio-economic strata. So there will be more pressure from the parents, and whatever they want to decide about their future, they have to decide very early. So that is one of the reasons why parents will be so insisting and apprehensive about their future. And the third and important factor is population versus opportunities. So always West or the developed countries have this advantage compared to their population. The opportunities are more, whereas in a developing country the odds were never in our favor. So whenever you're in a competition, or the parents preparing you for any competitions, they try to be involved completely, and they make sure that you have to excel very early in your life. That is one of the reasons why the parents from the closed and collective cultures, as well as the developing countries, we get so tired very early in our life. And the fourth difference I clearly observed is the way parents prepare kids for their future, and especially the types of jobs. In India, it is mostly the engineering and medicine. However, things are changing a little bit, but still predominant portion of the parents' worry is to make their kids engineers and doctors. Whereas in this culture, I didn't see that. One, because the job market is totally different here. Not only the university jobs, there are so many different kinds of jobs available in the society. For instance, take the example of spelling bee, where rote memorization plays a significant role. Some of the kids here may not be even interested, as well as the parents may also say, don't stress too much about this rote memorization, because in the education system and in the jobs when they go to college, it is not just the memorization factor, because memorization may be very useful for test taking if you are taking a SAT or an MCAT exam. And what about many other types of learning, trying to be creative, and the kids spending more time on critical thinking, or learning the methods of how to do a research study, and trying to be more innovative. So there are different methods which the kids may be interested. So those are the major differences I have noticed between the Eastern and Western parenting. So the winner is nature, niche, and thrive. They do what is best for the kids in the system. So that's all for today. Have a wonderful time. Thank you for watching. It's just another day in paradise.